Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Daily 5. I'm Leslie Jouflas, and thank you, StockCharts, for inviting me back. I really love doing these segments. We have 10 minutes to present 5 charts. So today, I'm going to show you some renewable energy stocks. I just sort of noticed this group a couple of days ago. First, I want to show you on StockCharts this really neat thing that they have. It's really easy to find. You can just go to the symbol summary, and then below that, go to Members Tools, and then you can pull this up, and you can see up here, you can just enter the symbol that you want. It'll bring up some fundamental information, a summary, technicals, and you get some some charts here to look at as well. So it's a really handy feature to have. So for renewable energy, this is also called alternative energy, and the energy comes from replenishable sources such as the sun for the solar energy, wind power, hydroelectric power from rivers, geothermal energy from hot springs and tidal power, and of course biofuels. So some of these charts today look like they've already started some uptrends. They might need a little bit, some of them might need a little bit of a rest here, but some look like they're ready to continue. So always do your due diligence, of course, and your own research on these. But the first one we're looking at, symbol is TPIC, TPI Composites. And this one caught my eye. It's in a consolidation here. And over here, it made an A, B, C, D, what's called a Gartley buy pattern within this range. The RSI is holding in a bullish zone right here, right where I'm pointing the mouse here. You can see that as these corrections are happening, the RSI is coming down and holding bullish levels. So we like to see that. The MACD is also correcting back to the upside, and the on-balance volume, we want to see this continue to rise to tell us that there's some buying coming in. And the scooter up here at the top also is holding in the strong areas. Now, what would be a failure is if the price came down below this trend line and long, strong bars down through it. That would certainly be a sign of failure. But if there's a break to the upside above these highs here, then I would expect higher prices. Okay, our next one that we're looking at is symbol WNDW. And as you can see, this came out of a long basing pattern over here from, looks like about into July, held there in a big sideways movement. We know these are coils. I've done a lot of segments on coil patterns, and we know from coils eventually there's going to be a breakout. And energy, speaking of energy really is just getting stored within these coils, and then you'll see stronger moves in either direction with the breakouts. So on this particular one, it's currently forming a triangle consolidation pattern. At the breakout area here that I have marked in some support areas, there was a little gap to the upside, and the market moved higher from there, came back. You see these lows, retested this area, continued higher, and then now consolidating again. So here again, we see the RSI is still holding up at bullish levels. The MACD made pretty strong momentum highs, as you can see on this histogram here, and the on-balance volume is also rising, which we want to see. And of course, the same thing, you always want to keep in mind, where are the failure points? Not everything works all the time. So you want to be prepared if something doesn't work. If there was a break to the downside, a retest of this area should hold in this support area. Below this area, below the $3 level, would, in my opinion, would just be a total failure of this. So the next one we're looking at is ENPH, Enphase Energy. And I've marked in a couple support areas on this as well. And here we can see as the market came up above this area of consolidation, a little bit of a gap to the upside again, another small gap here, and where this area is, you can see that the market retested this 90-ish level here, made another little sideways consolidation, and then a gap up at the $108 level. So this should be support level here and support here. Here, this again would be questionable if price came back down through here. But again, we have another, rising RSI on here. The MACD is just turning up, and the on-balance volume also is turning up. Also, you want to watch on these the volume of the volume. This has pretty decent volume, but there is one in here that had very small volume. So if that's one of your criteria, make sure that you check that as well. So the next one we're looking at is SOL. And I've drawn in some trend lines here for support. We have a little bit longer term trend line here coming back from this summer, coming out here to about this 2.5 area. And then this trend line coming up here for short-term support. This market also has very positive things with the RSI. The MACD is starting to come, back up after correcting. And look at the on-balance volume on this, how this is continuing to rise. So that's a very strong indication as well. So the levels on here, we can see here right around this $3 area. The market came up. A lot of these had been really depressed down here for a long period of time. And so, these might be coming out of long-term downtrends and now starting to get some life to them to the upside. So we'll just have to follow this and see if they can continue to the upside with some breaks in between. But again, this $3 level is going to be a level for this market to hold. So if this price here has a potential, if it comes up here, there's a bit of a gap area for it to get through right here. And then of course these highs right about 9.5. But if this particular stock were to come back down here, it could form an ABCD buy pattern and still be holding above that $3 level. So again, I think that $3 area is the price for this particular stock to hold. And our last one today, this one is a weekly chart where the rest of them were daily charts. But I wanted to show you again that there's potential, I think, for a lot of these for a little bit longer term that are coming out of these long downtrends. This one you can see broke the downtrend trend line to the upside here and has been continuing to make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Now I drew in here some pink and green lines here. I wanted to show something to you that these are repetitive swings. Are called harmonic swings. These occur all the time, all markets, time frames in them. And you'll see a market sort of start to trade on both, like the upswing will have similar swings. And then you can see here, these corrective moves are almost the same in the length. And so this is something that is a very strong tool if you know how to study it and use it. So I noticed it repeating on this particular stock. This is OPTT. And here again, we see on the weekly chart, we can see the RSI breaking to the upside after this trend line was broken and continuing to hold strength on the weekly chart. The MACD on the weekly is still a little bit, it's positive. It's been staying positive, but It hasn't come up and made new highs yet, but again, this is the longer term chart. But the on balance volume looks very healthy on this as well. So that's it for the charts today, but I would like to share with you this with the patterns. I get a lot of emails from people that watch a segment, and here's a way that you can learn the patterns that I talk about, the ABCD, the Gartley pattern, butterfly pattern, 3-drive patterns. You can learn about the harmonics and repetitive swings and Fibonacci ratios. And for the stock charts, I usually have it on $99 on my website, but you can use this URL or just email me and I'm happy to send you the link. And here's what's included and a free copy of my Essentials of Trading book. So that's it for today. Hope everybody has a great week. I'll see you on the next Daily 5.
Hey, Grayson Rose here with StockCharts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.